Crowded rooms, loud voices, shifting energy everywhere. For most empaths, social situations can feel overwhelming, draining, even suffocating, but not for the Sigma Empath. Welcome to Brainy Empaths, where today we explore the calm, grounded power of Sigma Empaths and how they navigate social settings with quiet confidence and emotional clarity. They don't get pulled into the noise. They don't absorb everyone's energy like a sponge. Instead, they observe, filter, and stay centered without disconnecting from who they are. In this video, you'll learn the inner strategies Sigma Empaths use to stay calm when the world around them feels chaotic. Whether it's a party, a meeting, or a family gathering, they've mastered the art of being present without losing peace. If you're an empath who feels overstimulated in social spaces, this video is your blueprint to emotional balance. Let's dive into the quiet strength no one sees, but everyone feels. They observe first, speak second, reading the room before engaging. Sigma empaths don't rush into conversations. They don't force themselves to be loud or instantly social. Instead, they do something powerful. They observe first and speak second. Before saying a word, they quietly scan the room, noticing the energy, sensing who's genuine and who's performing, picking up on unspoken dynamics that most people miss. This isn't shyness, it's strategy. Sigma empaths know that speaking without awareness drains energy fast. But when they pause, ground themselves, and read the emotional climate, they stay in control of their space and their peace. Once they do speak, it's intentional, measured, authentic. And because they've taken the time to understand what's really going on, their words carry more weight, often cutting through noise with quiet truth. This approach protects them from emotional overload, awkward interactions, and unnecessary drama. For a Sigma empath, presence starts with perception. They don't just walk into a room, they feel it first. They ground themselves internally no matter what's happening around them. Sigma empaths don't rely on the room to feel calm. They bring their calm with them. While most people react to the energy around them, Sigma empaths stay grounded by creating stability within themselves. It could be through breath, subtle awareness of their body, or a mental anchor like a mantra, or inner stillness they've learned to return to. Even in chaotic, loud, or emotionally intense environments, they don't let external noise shake their internal balance. They've trained themselves to be the eye of the storm, quiet, centered, observing everything, but owned by nothing. This inner grounding is what allows them to remain present without being overwhelmed. They don't try to control the room, they control their response to it. And because their energy is calm and stable, others often feel more at ease just being around them. For a Sigma empath, staying grounded isn't a reaction, it's a daily choice. They don't absorb energy, they filter it. Most empaths soak up the emotions around them like a sponge, overwhelmed, overstimulated, and emotionally exhausted by the end of any social gathering. But Sigma empaths, they don't absorb energy, they filter it. They've learned to notice what's theirs and what's not. When they walk into a room filled with stress, insecurity, or tension, they don't take it on. They observe it, process it, and let it pass through instead of into them. This emotional filtration comes from strong self-awareness and years of inner work. They know their emotional baseline, so anything that feels off is recognized instantly and released without attachment. It's not cold, it's not disconnected, it's protective. Because Sigma empaths understand being deeply sensitive doesn't mean becoming emotionally available to everything. Their compassion stays intact, but their peace stays guarded. They feel everything, but they carry only what's theirs. And that's what keeps them powerful in any room. They stay detached from social pressure and group expectations. Sigma empaths walk into social situations with one quiet rule: I don't have to become what the group expects, while others shift to fit in, laughing on cue, performing for approval, or shrinking to keep the peace. Sigma empaths stay centered in who they are. They can be warm, kind, even deeply engaged, but never at the cost of their authenticity. They're aware of group dynamics. They feel the pull to conform, but they've trained themselves to detach, to observe without absorbing, to connect without performing. This emotional independence is their superpower. They don't feel the need to impress or outshine, and because they don't chase acceptance, they attract respect. Whether they blend in or stand out, they do it on their terms. For Sigma empaths, peace isn't found in approval. It's found in staying true to themselves, even when the room wants them to be something else. They create internal boundaries to avoid emotional overload. While many empaths become emotionally flooded in social settings, Sigma empaths manage their energy differently. They create inner boundaries, mental lines that protect their emotional space without anyone ever noticing. They might be smiling and present on the outside, but inside they are calmly saying, "That energy's not mine." They don't let other people's moods take over their mindset. They've learned to feel compassion without carrying the weight. This internal filter is what allows them to stay connected without losing themselves. They don't absorb every emotion, react to every vibe, or feel responsible for everyone in the room. They're aware, they're empathetic, but they're in control. Because Sigma empaths understand protecting your energy doesn't always mean walking away. Sometimes it just means knowing where you end and others begin. And that clarity is everything. They focus on one genuine connection instead of pleasing everyone. Sigma empaths don't walk into a room trying to win the crowd. They walk in looking for one real connection. While others scatter their energy trying to be liked by everyone, Sigma empaths stay intentional. They'd rather have one deep, meaningful conversation than 20 shallow ones. Because to them, authenticity is everything, and people-pleasing is emotional self-abandonment. They don't fake smiles or agree just to keep the peace. They listen, they connect, and they show up fully for the few people who matter, not for applause, but for truth. This focus protects their energy and builds stronger, more lasting relationships. They're not trying to be popular, they're trying to be present with the right people. And in a world where everyone wants to be everything to everyone, the Sigma empath's quiet focus is refreshing. Because real connection doesn't come from pleasing the room, it comes from being real with one person. They use silence as power, not insecurity. Sigma empaths are often quiet, but don't mistake that for insecurity. Their silence isn't fear, it's power. While others fill space with small talk or speak just to be seen, Sigma empaths know when not to speak. They observe, they listen deeply, they give people space to reveal who they are. This kind of silence is intentional. It's a way to stay centered, protect energy, and keep control over emotional responses. When tension rises, they don't react impulsively. They pause. When someone tries to manipulate them, they say nothing and let the silence speak louder than words. And that unsettles people who rely on drama or dominance. Because the Sigma empath's silence doesn't mean they're unsure. It means they're watching, processing, and choosing how to respond. in a noisy world, they understand something rare. You don't need to raise your voice to hold power. Sometimes silence is the loudest truth of all. They recharge intentionally before and after social interactions. For Sigma empaths, social interaction isn't just about showing up, it's about preparing and recovering. They know that even the most positive social environments can drain their energy if they're not intentional. Before they enter a room, they ground themselves through breathwork, stillness, or setting an emotional intention. They don't rush in emotionally unprepared. They create a calm internal space so they're not swept away by external noise. After the interaction, they decompress. That might mean going for a quiet walk, journaling, meditating, or simply sitting in silence. It's not avoidance, it's integration. This pre and post rhythm helps them stay emotionally healthy. It keeps them from burning out, losing themselves, or carrying energy that doesn't belong to them. Sigma empaths don't just protect their peace, they rebuild it after every social experience. Because to give your best energy to others, you have to know how to return home to yourself first. Do social situations drain you? Or have you found your own way to stay grounded, like a Sigma empath? Share your experience in the comments. What's your go-to method for protecting your energy in social spaces? Your story might help someone else feel a little less alone. If this video helped you feel seen, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content made for deep feelers and strong minds, only here on Brainy Empaths. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes stillness is your greatest strength.